Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. So I had to work last night, my first day of work for 2015. I guess the good thing about that is here in the United States, if you put money into Social Security for 35 years, that means you're eligible to collect somewhere near the max, depending on how much you've put in. So anyway, you guys could see it's about 2 degrees Celsius. My batteries aren't fully charged. 36 on that. I don't know, what is it, about 2:30-ish. So yeah, kind of a, partly cloudy day, mostly cloudy day, whatever one wants to call it. So yeah, quickly about work. I was offered a job with the new company, the company taking over us, and I accepted that job, and they're keeping me on as a 24-hour-a-week person. There are a couple of complications in that. Because I work nights, even though it's 24 hours a week, I get a shift premium, a 12.5% shift premium, which makes my life better, right? You try to make as much money per hour as you can, and you try to work as few hours as possible so you have time to play with your Horde, or that's what I like to do. Anyhow, they did offer me, to start out with, the new company offered me the same schedule I have now. My immediate management told me that they would like to see me go to days, and specifically the opening they want to put me in on days is a 60-hour-a-week job. I said, I'm not doing that. And they said, well, it's kind of needs of the business. And I said, I'll retire February 1st. I'll put my paperwork in. You can plan my retirement party. No blood, no foul. I'm done. Oh, no, you really don't want to leave. The new company's expecting you. That wouldn't look good. I said, I'm not going to get paid for 24 hours minus the 12% shift premium because you're moving me to days to work a 60-hour-a-week job, which, by the way, you've already burned out 3 or 4 engineers on because they couldn't handle it. And maybe I'm as good as they are, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm better, but given your batting record for that particular position, it's not one that I'm willing to go into, especially being paid half price. So we went back and forth, and I asked when I left the discussion, I said, should I put in my paperwork now? I'm ready to go. I'm not doing that. So should I put in my paperwork? No. We'll talk about it later. I'm still on night shift and so forth. I don't know. I guess I'm in a unique position, and it's a position they're not used to dealing with, because whenever they say they're going to do something I don't like or something that crosses a line, my management's used to people going, oh my God, I better do whatever they say. If not, I'm going to get fired. I'm going to get laid off. I'm going to get tormented. I'm going to get something. I just look at them in the eye and say, hey, I'm not playing anymore. I'm ready to retire. Give me a reason and I'm gone. And by the way, working 60 hours a week for 24 hours pay is reason enough to get anybody to go. I'm on salary. That's why they could do that to me, right? When you have a salaried position, they pay you a certain amount every week, and they assign what they want to that amount. Typically with salary people, they normally expect you to work 45 to 50 hours a week for whatever salary they pay you. I was lucky enough to get myself assigned, though I'm an engineer, an equipment engineer, an electrical engineer by training, though I'm assigned to a maintenance organization, I'm an equipment engineer assigned to the maintenance organization to help them do things right, to help them understand what right is, to help understand if you're running a tool in an abnormal condition, what the risks are, what the benefits are, and so forth. So that's what I do. I am quite a bit hands-on, but anyway, that's not the topic of this video. Isn't work, though obviously work must have annoyed me and I'm talking about it. But I met up with a buddy of mine. He lives across the street. He retired about 20 years ago now. And I was talking to him. He said, Dean, or Harvey, or Johnny, or whoever you want to be, the best thing you could do is retire. Get the hell out while you're still young, you're still healthy. He says, if you need another job, go find another job. If you want a job, I can find you a job. Having a job is no big deal. With your talents, you could get yourself some cash job for $100, $200 a day, you know, helping a contractor dig septic systems. They always need somebody to help them do that. He says, you have the equipment. After the guy digs the septic systems, you could be the guy that goes in and, you know, helps smooth the land out with your backhoe loader. He goes, there's a million things you could do. He goes, I have a million friends. The second you're unemployed and you're looking for a job, I'll find you something. So, to me, I guess I'm doing what I'm doing now because for what they're paying me, they're not taking too much of a pound of flesh. But if they want me to work 60 hours a week on days for a task that one is going to have a tough time succeeding at, for half price, I might be dumb, but I'm not quite that dumb. All right, what am I up to? I checked the valve lash on this 200S engine, this ATC200S engine, and it turns out that it was way too tight. So I went to loosen it, and I had to loosen it quite a lot. So the good news is I did that, and I'll show you my new. Remember, there's still oil in this from when I oiled it up. Come on. So, you guys could see that, right? It was probably around 170. You could see it drifting down real slowly. So, obviously, that helped quite a bit. Why would such a pretty engine have an intake valve that looks too tight? And it doesn't look like anybody messed with these caps. Right? Doesn't look like anybody took them off. In my opinion, at some point, it was run without an air filter. I don't know. Could you guys see this? How well could you see this? Let's try to get as much light on it as possible. See this gap in here? Right, see that spacing? This is what I would consider a good head. This is a head, and that's the intake, right? This is the intake. This is one that was run without an air filter. See the erosion here? See how big this dimension is compared to that? See how much smaller the valve appears inside that hole compared to that? So I think the problem with this bike is they ran it without an air filter for some period of time. Obviously it still has pretty good compression. I don't know. I think I'm going to fire it up, and I think I'm going to run it as is for now. Risk, rewards. Risk is if during this erosion process it actually hurt the valve stem. If I'm out there beating it up, running some wide open stuff, and it drops the valve, this valve drops, piston goes up and down, smashes the crap out of the head, though chances are that head has quite a bit of erosion, so it's not very good anyway. Could also take out my piston, very likely, and quite honestly could also kill the bore. So by not changing it, my risk is I can lose the whole top end of the engine. My experience is that normally you lose the head, and you lose just from here up. So you basically lose this piece in the valve, unless you're really out there winging it along really, really tight. You might bang up the top of the piston a little bit, but normally, and let's give the piston, the head would be dead, but the head's more or less dead now anyway because of the erosion. I'd give the cylinder a 50-50 chance of living. The bore has, like a 3/4 chance of living. So anyway, normally you get some idea something's going wrong. It'll become harder to start. It'll normally warp a little bit. And once again, unless you're out there really running it all day, running it hot, winding it up real good, I'm hoping, all these things are theoretical. I'm hoping that I don't blow it up. Next video, I'd like to actually fire it up and see if she runs. So keep your fingers crossed, guys. Let's hope for the best. Folks, thank you for watching and commenting and subscribing. Coming to my channel, watching my videos, it means a lot to me. Few builds out there, Fearless Front is doing up a golf cart, almost exactly this. He did the initial videos. He hasn't done much more. William Stanton has a it's a side-by-side Rhino that he got a Rhino frame somewhere. I'm not sure where he got it, some salvage yard or whatever, and he's taking apart a couple of quads and rebuilding the Rhino. I mean, he just has the frame, literally. He just the frame. This obviously is not a side-by-side frame, but he's got to put the swing arms on it, and he's dealing with that. He made the axle longer, and he's dealing with that. He's doing some nice stuff out there. You guys should go by and visit him. You know what a lot of the guys are doing, and just a couple, I can only remember 2 things, so I'm not leaving anybody out. It's that my memory is no good. You could tell that I don't remember anything. Ghetto Hillbilly has a tractor, and the wheel got all corroded, and unfortunately, if you have, like in my case, I have one of these guys. Right, that thing's from China. If something happens to one of the wheels, you're kind of like smoked. Anyway, he had a lot of corrosion on the wheel. He cleaned it up, patched it up with fiberglass, painted it up, made it look real nice. The paint laid down real nice for him. So he's doing some interesting stuff. There's a lot of guys out there doing real cool stuff. Obviously, Musty One with the Think Twice bike. Marcel is always scrapping away up there. He just cracks me up. He's so happy all the time. You Dizzy, he's got another bike build. He's got the Model A, Model T, that rat rod he's building. There's a lot of good stuff up there. So most of the time I put likes. I can't remember the guy's name. I just liked his videos with the wiring the generator. Well, look at this. My memory remembered 5 things. I must have got enough sleep. If I didn't leave anybody out for the sake of leaving them out, I'm leaving them out. I left you out because I don't remember everything all the time, so please excuse me. Folks, thanks for watching and commenting and subscribing once again. Take care, and go visit some of my friends. They're doing cool stuff too. Bye now, folks.